everyone, it's Andrea from Movers and Bakers. Today I'm going to share with you my beautiful, chewy, zesty lemon drizzle cookies. They are so good. Let's get baking. So you can absolutely do this with a mixer, in a stand mixer or with a handheld beater. I'm going to do it by hand completely today. So here I have unsalted butter. This is 115 grams. Now, one of the things with doing it by hand is you don't want your butter to be too hard, which is helpful for your cookies anyway. You want them to be at room temperature. You want them to be nice and soft so you can work with it. So you can see how lovely and soft my butter is there. And to that, I'm going to add 100 grams of soft light brown sugar, clump, and 50 grams of caster sugar. And I'm just going to give that a little mix together until it's completely combined. The thing I love about cookies, which is why I've shared so many cookie recipes with you, is they're just so easy to make and you can just have them ready for any time. I will always have a few cookies in my fridge or in my freezer even, ready to just pop in the oven at any moment. And all you have to do is just preheat your oven and then pop them on a tray and in the oven they go, and you can have cookies in 15-20 minutes. It's great. So once your butter and sugars are completely mixed together, like mine are, we are now going to add the rest of our wet ingredients to this. So I'm going to add an egg. To that as well, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. So I would normally put vanilla into my cookies, but in this instance, because I'm making lemon drizzle cookies, I'm putting some lemon in. So just keep mixing it until it comes good. It will all look curdled to start with. Eventually you will find, just like mine, it will come together. That's all my wet ingredients. Now for the dry ingredients. Plain flour, this is 180 grams, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of corn flour. So we'll sift all that in. And my final ingredient to go in here before I mix it all together is, of course, the zest of my lemons. Now, depending on how lemony you want it, you can add 1 lemon, 2 lemons, 1.5 lemons. It's up to you completely. I like it quite lemony, and it depends as well, of course, on the size of your lemons. So I'm going to use all of this and a little bit of my second one as well. Now, it's really important when you zest lemons that you don't go too far down, because if you get the white bit, it actually gets bitter. So you want just the skin off it, just the zest, the outside, the really, really yellow bit. And also, I find that grating it directly into your bowl means that you don't just get the zest, but you also get any oils from the lemon that come through, which just add to that beautiful lemony flavour of your cookies. So it's really important to zest it directly into your bowl so you get all the flavour you can and all the goodness that you can. Right, that is my lemon zest done. All that's left to be done is mix it all together and our cookie dough is ready. So as with all my other cookie doughs, you will have noticed I always put them in the fridge before they are ready to be baked. So I'll mix this together and then we will get it fridge ready before we can bake them. So my husband loves lemon drizzle cake. When I make a loaf of lemon drizzle, it will disappear within a day. It will be gone. So I thought to myself I would make some cookies to go with it. And guess what? Not just my husband, but my daughter fight over it as well now. Everyone loves these cookies. And they are so easy and they taste just like lemon drizzle. It's fabulous. And I love lemons myself. I never used to like lemon in desserts. I was always a chocolate girl as a child growing up, and I've since gone out and I've decided I love lemon in desserts. The combination of the lemon zestiness and the sugariness is just beautiful. So lemon tarts, lemon drizzle, all my favourites too now. Right, my cookie dough is now ready to go. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use my trusty scoop, my ice cream scoop. You can use 2 spoons if you want, that works absolutely well. I find this is brilliant for giving really even-sized cookies and really even-sized scoops. So that's why I like using an ice cream scoop. But feel free to use a tablespoon as your measure or whatever you want. Just bear in mind whatever size you do to adjust your baking time according to how big your cookie size end up being. So this works out at roughly about a tablespoon and a half or so of dough. And I will just scoop it up, as you can see, and I will just plop them on my tray, and I will do that with all my cookie dough, and then this is going in the fridge for at least an hour. Now I find that my cookie dough is always better, my cookies turn out better the longer I leave this in the fridge. So for me, the ideal would be between 3 and 4 hours. You could even leave it overnight and bake it the following day. But if you can't wait, that's absolutely fine. An hour is the bare minimum that you need to do it. And then once that time is up, I'm going to preheat my oven. My oven goes at 170 for these cookies. It changes for each cookie. So these ones 170, and they will bake for about 7 to 8 minutes. And I will see you on the other side with freshly baked cookies. See you soon. So my cookies are done. They are out of the oven and they have cooled down slightly. As is usual with my cookies, they will rise in the oven, and then when they come out, if you take them out at the right time, they will sink back down again, so they will look a bit sunken in the middle. This will make sure that your edges are beautifully crisp and your middles are lovely and chewy, just the way I think cookies should be. So for the icing, all I'm going to do is I'm going to make some icing sugar with some fresh lemon juice. Now this is 60 grams of icing sugar, and I normally find about a teaspoon and a half works really well to get it to the right consistency. So I've put a teaspoon and a quarter in here just to get it started and just to make sure that I get the icing at perfect consistency so that it hardens on the cookie and it doesn't roll off. So just keep adding a few drops at a time until you get this kind of consistency. This is what you're looking for. So when you stir it around, it just moves and it drips off your spoon beautifully like that. That's what you want it to do. Okay? So all I'm going to do is just grab a little bit on my spoon, and I'm just going to drizzle it all over my cookies. And that is all you have to do. My final touch for these cookies is, of course, some lemon. So I have a zester here. You can use the thin side of your grater, absolutely fine, like you did for within the cookies themselves. I just like having the longer strips that you get with a zester. So I'm going to use a zester on this occasion, but both ways do work absolutely fine. And all I'm going to do is just zest a few bits onto my cookies and then leave it to set. And that's it. Simple as that. So of course, this is completely optional. You don't need to do this at all. This is just me, again, as usual, making everything look pretty. But that's it. That is my lemon drizzle cookies. All done. Now all that remains is to dig in. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out my other cookies videos. Do like this video and do let me know if you make them and how these turn out for you. You know I always love to hear from you guys. Thanks for joining me today. I shall see you next time. Happy baking.